booktube, my name is Adrienne and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I decided I was going to show you my top most owned authors. I have a lot of books by certain authors. There's some authors who are just my favorites, but I don't own all of their novels yet, or they don't have a lot of novels published. And so I decided that in this video I was going to show them to you so you can see what authors I own the most books from. So I'm going to start this with the author I own the fewest but the most from, working my way up to the author I own the most books from. So for this video I have 4 authors to show you that I consider my most owned authors. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get into this video. The first author I have to show you, I own 7 of her novels, and that is Cassandra Clare. I think I own all of the novels that she's published up to this point, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So the books by her that I own are her standalone novel, The Siren, The Selection, The Elite, and The One, which make up the beginning trilogy for the Selection series. I then have Happily Ever After, which is the book of short stories and novellas that accompany the Selection series. And finally I have The Heir and The Crown, which make up the second half of the Selection series, which I consider these to be a separate companion duology, more so than a continuation of the original series. So there you go, Cassandra Clare, my first most owned author. The first 2 authors that I own the most books from, I own 11 books by them. The first one being William Shakespeare. Like I said, I own 11 of his. I have A Midsummer Night's Dream, which is one of my favorites, Twelfth Night, this really old edition of As You Like It, Shakespeare's Sonnets and Poems, The Merchant of Venice, Julius Caesar, Othello, which is probably my second favorite Shakespeare, Much Ado About Nothing, King Lear, Macbeth, and finally Romeo and Juliet. So yeah, I own a lot of Shakespeare. I do also own the audiobook version of Hamlet. I don't have a physical copy of it yet because I'm trying to get as many of them as I can in these edition. My next most owned author, where I also own 11 of his novels, is Ted Dekker. Like I said, I own 11 of his novels and I do really enjoy them. I have read most of these, but not all of them. I think there's 2 on here that I haven't read. The books I own by him are The Bowman's Daughter, which is actually signed for me, Outlaw, Forbidden, Mortal, and Sovereign, which complete the Books of Mortals trilogy, The Priest's Graveyard, The Bride Collector, Emmanuel's Veins, Fern, Skin, and finally this very beat up edition of 3. This poor thing. So the last author I have to show you is the author I own the most books from, and I own 16 novels written by this author, and that is Cassandra Clare. I'm only holding up this one at this moment because I own all of her solo works, and so I'm going to show them to you, but I think they would crush me if I tried to hold them all at once. So the first one I have here is the Shadowhunters Codex. I also have Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and Clockwork Princess in paperback. I then have the entire Mortal Instruments series, which is City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, and City of Heavenly Fire. I also have duplicate paperback editions of City of Ashes and City of Glass. I then have the Bane Chronicles and Tales from Shadowhunter Academy, which are the collections of short stories about Magnus, Bane, and the Shadowhunter Academy. And then finally I have Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows. So there you go. Those are my top most owned authors. You may notice that I didn't include J.K. Rowling on this list, even though I do own technically 8 of her novels, but I don't really count those because the original 7 here are actually my husband's books, and I don't actually own copies of them myself. The only one that I actually bought that was something I purchased and did not come into my house when I got married was The Cursed Child. So I don't count J.K. Rowling, even though I do technically own 8 novels written or co-written by her. That is all I have for this video for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will come back and check me out next time. I post videos twice a week, always on Friday and then either Tuesday or Wednesday. And so come back and check me out then, or you can hit subscribe and get notifications for when I post. I will see you then. Bye.